Hare Krishna. We are continuing with our reading from the Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, chapter 2, text 20. The translations, the synonyms, and the purports of the Srimad Bhagavatam were written by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, and were published by the Bhaktivedanta Book Trust. We will start by chanting the Sanskrit verse. Evang prasana manaso bhagavad bhakti yogataha bhagavat tattva vijnanang mukta sanghasya jayate. Word for word synonyms. Evam, thus, prasana, enlivened, manasaha, of the mind, bhagavat bhakti, the devotional service of the Lord, yogataha, by contact of, bhagavat, regarding the personality of Godhead, tattva, knowledge, vijnanam, scientific, mukta, liberated, sanghasya, of the association, jayate, becomes effective. Translation. Thus established in the mode of unalloyed goodness, the man whose mind has been enlivened by contact with devotional service to the Lord gains positive scientific knowledge of the personality of Godhead in the stage of liberation from all material association. Purport. In the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 7, verse 3, it is said that out of many thousands of ordinary men, one fortunate man endeavors for perfection in life. Mostly men are conducted by the modes of passion and ignorance, and thus they are engaged always in lust, desire, hankerings, ignorance, and sleep. Out of many such man-like animals, there is actually a man who knows the responsibility of human life and thus tries to make life perfect by following the prescribed duties. And out of many thousands of such persons who have thus attained success in human life, one may know scientifically about the personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna. In the same Bhagavad Gita, chapter 18, verse 55, it is also said that scientific knowledge of Sri Krishna is understood only by the process of devotional service, Bhakti Yoga. The very same thing is confirmed herein in the above words. No ordinary man, or even one who has attained success in human life, can know scientifically or perfectly the personality of Godhead. Perfection of human life is attained when one can understand that he is not the product of matter, but is in fact spirit. And as soon as one understands that he has nothing to do with matter, he at once ceases his material hankerings and becomes enlivened as a spiritual being. This attainment of success is possible when one is above the modes of passion and ignorance, or in other words, when one is actually a Brahmana by qualification. A Brahmana is the symbol of Sattva Guna, or the mode of goodness, and others who are not in the mode of goodness are either Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, Shudras, or less than Shudras. The Brahminical stage is the highest stage of human life because of its good qualities. So one cannot be a devotee unless one at least qualifies as a Brahmana. The devotee is already a Brahmana by action, but that is not the end of it. As referred to above, such a Brahmana has to become a Vaishnava in fact, to be actually in the transcendental stage. A pure Vaishnav is a liberated soul and is transcendental even to the position of a Brahmana. In the material stage, even a Brahmana is also a conditioned soul, because although in the Brahminical stage, the conception of Brahman, or transcendence, is realized, scientific knowledge of the Supreme Lord is lacking. One has to surpass the Brahminical stage and reach the Vasudeva stage to understand the personality of Godhead Krishna. The science of the personality of Godhead is the subject matter for study by the postgraduate students in the spiritual line. Foolish men or men with a poor fund of knowledge do not understand the Supreme Lord, and they interpret Krishna according to their respective whims. The fact is, however, that one cannot understand this science of the personality of Godhead unless one is freed from the contamination of the material modes, even up to the stage of a Brahmana. When a qualified Brahmana factually becomes a Vaishnav, in the enlivened state of liberation, he can know what is actually the personality of Godhead. So this ends the reading of the Srimad Bhagavatam, 1st Canto, Chapter 2, text number 20. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.